anyway, I'm recording this via the recent, I guess, games thing. I have this kind of cool clip. This will be hopefully introducing an entirely new approach to which is posting Paragon gameplay. I think I'm going to buy Overwatch here soon, and I'm going to begin streaming Paragon, Ark Survival, and Overwatch, and playing Overwatch and Paragon as my main YouTube. Look at this. Vaporize him. This is how this starts. So this was like 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I worked really early. I was hoping to hurry up and finish this match. It seemed like it was a stalemate. I was like, we got to get this in like 10 minutes. Or, you know, basically I had to forfeit because I'm not going to have enough time to get ready for work. And here is where the Quadra kill comes in. Really, this is more or less still a pentakill for me because I picked up this guy and there's this stalemate going on in the middle, and it becomes the final kills for me. I clean their entire team up. Here's where I take Twin. Bam. Knock out their ADC. I only really recently started playing ADC towards the end of Legacy. And so here I am sitting at 4 kills. Yada yada yada. I have my life steal. I'll be showing my build for this guy. It's a moderate damage build because I run Blink Charm on it, but it is a really high crit damage or crit chance. So it ends up being like a pretty reasonably high damage build. I like it a lot. I think it's a very respectable build. The amount of life steal that it pulls. And you know, as long as you play smart and conservative like a ADC is supposed to, then it is a very strong build. Here's where they make the game ending here. Here's where it goes down. It's coming up any second now. And here's the cool thing, like I'm gonna start trying to talk about, I guess, my approach to the game. You know, because everybody has strategy, and it's kind of funny because some of the things that I think are important and I would personally stress, I don't necessarily hear a lot of other people stress as being important factors in the game. You know, there's a few things I think I've noticed about Monolith. I think that team fighting in game was always a clear deciding factor in who would win a match, even in Legacy. But in Legacy, you could pressure multiple lanes with another person sneaking up on an inhib on the left or right, or while you're in mid, or you're in left and you got a guy pushing far right, whatever it is. Because the amount of time that it took for people to respond, you know, in rotations was pretty long before. But in this one, it's much more about like a final grouping and then who makes the first mistake. My friend D-Mez is in this match. Obviously, you can see him next to me. He's rocking Decker. And I think that Decker is honestly, like, for me, my favorite support to play, and I think honestly one of the strongest supports in the game, period. Decker is phenomenal. Her in-game stun is fucking great. And, you know, I mean, it's nearly 2 seconds longer than Narbash's by a good chunk. You know, obviously she has a slow. She can have a shield similar to Muriel, so you can almost literally turn her into a Muriel using Honor of the Pure. Honor of the Pure is really actually a pretty strong card for just about any order hero. You know, here's where they're setting up for their push, and we're kind of setting up for ours. When you push as a team, however, like, I don't know if people always talk about this too, because I hear guys mention this, like, you know, in their live gameplays, like Gory and whatnot. But I don't really hear them talk about how important this is. It's really important that when you do attempt to initiate a team fight, that you really have your lanes pushing for you, which is essentially where you've slow pushed and then started a fast push with your minions, so that you buy enough time that the team fight is viable. You'll see where everybody's obviously positioned on the map, which is part of why I chose to approach it this way for this video. But honestly, I didn't expect to get the Quadra kill. I've gotten a few Quadra kills, but mostly with Greystone, and he's not that impressive to get him with. I've gotten a pentakill with Greystone. I've gotten like 2 or 3 Quadra kills with him. I've gotten some Quadra kills, obviously, with Gideon. I've gotten a penta with Gideon before, too. I mean, you do have the opportunity sometimes, but I've only got maybe, in the time that I've played this game, like 10 Quadra kills. I've only played this game for about 3 months late. So here's what just happened. He almost fucked this up when he was Howie. He bumped him while he was ready to stun. Their Gideon fucked up, that stunned him. Their Gideon already used his teleport, so he burned his power. I fucking melt their Narvet, melt him for the Quadra kill. And anyway, here's the important, like one of the most important factors for me, and this is where obviously team fights come in handy, because we literally bought ourselves 80 seconds, 90 seconds uncontested time on the field to push this, which is more than enough in the size of this map to end the game. So it's really critical that you do not lose and obviously win team fights in game. Because if you white or even leave one person left alive, that's a wrap. That's it. You know, you lost the game. And what we did, we left nobody alive, uncontested on the field. We take the game. And so to me, like the two most important factors in this game are knowing enemy cooldown timers and team fighting. And I don't hear a lot of people even talk about cooldown timers that much, because if you pay attention to what abilities they've used and you're familiar with a wide range of heroes, which I think is important in solo queue, that you learn how to play a lot of different roles. Me personally, I started playing initially as the mid lane caster as per a friend of mine's recommendation. I tried Gideon, Gadget, etc. on Legacy. I've been playing this game for almost 4 months now. And then, excuse me, I'm a little sick still. This is my first MOBA, honestly. So I'm going to end this and I'm going to show you two. Hopefully, I'll be posting with this next. My next video after this is a 15 kill, 4 death, 6 assist or 7 assist Gideon gameplay. I have 1 death that I really enjoy. Unfortunately, I lose this game. I had a really weak ADC, and I don't even know if he was really weak so much as my Muriel was just really doing a terrible job protecting him. And honestly, our jungler just died a lot too, so he really wasn't there for the front line damage taking. He wasn't there to help protect our ADC. And so, you know, there's only so much as a caster that you can really do to protect an ADC. There's not much. So unfortunately, it wasn't there for me. But I have a Gideon crit build that I think is very interesting and works really well, and allows you to be competitive with ADCs and DPS output. And I will explain to you why. Obviously, I just like, you know, should drop me a comment if you want to see my build on this one. I think it's pretty cool. If people are interested in seeing it, I'll show you. And I kind of principally use this as my caster build on most casters now at this point. At least in some variation of the form. I like this build a lot. I even use it on Bellica. It's not quite as effective on Bellica because Bellica is overall like a little less damaging of a caster. But Bellica has other abilities that really make up for that. And she can be an incredible caster. I'm really still to this day surprised that you don't see more of her in mid lane, because she is a strong counter to any other caster in the game. Because like late game, she pulls 46 mana a second or something like that from you with that ball. So if she drops that during a team fight, she can literally poof, your whole fucking team's mana is gone if you don't do anything about that, or you don't focus it down, you don't pay attention to it. And then she sets up for the ult while your team is taking damage, and she's busting your fucking ass, you know? But anyway, that sums up my Quadra kill and the team fight for the successful win before work today. It bought me just enough time to get to work on time instead of having to quit the game, which was wonderful. And I hope that you enjoyed the quick little video. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I will be streaming today. Link will be in the description below.